made it. Deb? Debbie? All right. Okay. Yes. Okay. And then our friends of Comstock. We would not be here doing this today without the friends of Comstock. So please raise your hands high and proud. Also, another amazing group of folks, the History and Archive Committee for the full council. Those folks that are here from History and Archives, please raise your hands. Wonderful, wonderful. I'm going to get to hear from the History and Archive Chair, who's going to really delight us today. And then let's see, I don't want to leave anybody out. I also wanted to acknowledge Guthrie. I'm just going to have to ask, Guthrie didn't think they would be able to make it today, even though they're our sponsor and we're so appreciative. But is there anyone here from Guthrie? I don't want to leave Guthrie out if anyone is here. Okay. All right. And then let's see. I wanted to ask a couple of quick questions. So, how many people have been to this camp before? Show of hands. At any time. Because I've talked to a few people that came here like 30 years ago or more, and they're just coming back for the first time since. That's so cool.
Hey Liz, just letting you know I'm coming down the hill.
All right. And then, let's see. How many of you have that? Okay, so those of you that have not been to the camp before, how many of you knew about the camp? Okay, all right, wonderful. So we're trying to get our finger on the pulse of those folks that maybe don't know about us and are just seeing it for the first time. Okay. So I want to introduce Rhonda Gilmore. Rhonda, where did you take off on? Let's see. Rhonda Gilmore. There she is. Okay, I'm pointing out Rhonda because she's a fellow at Cornell, and I worked with her probably over the course of 2 years because of COVID, unfortunately. And Rhonda worked with us, with a group of students at Cornell, who came out to the camp, and please, you know, as long as Rhonda's here, ask her, she'll love to tell you about it, and worked on a project here, mainly the building that we're hoping to build, that I'll talk about today, but also they did a couple of other projects. They worked on way signage, and they also worked on one other thing I'm blanking. The bailiwick, yes, how could I forget that? And so it was a great experience for all of us because, as anyone knows, you see something through adult eyes. The younger folks, they see something through their eyes and their experiences, and it was a great experience all the way around. And Rhonda will be here today to talk about the model that we have out there that we hope to build here at the camp. So more about that. And if you have specific questions about the camp, about Comstock, or really any of our camps, Liz, where's Liz? Liz is our director of all of our camp properties and outdoor engagement. And so she can talk about Comstock, she can talk about trefoil, Hoover, Amahami, she knows it all. And then Sherry, is Sherry here? There's Sherry. I'm sorry, you're in my dark spot over there. So Sherry is our camp director here at Comstock. Many of you, I'm sure, know Sherry, and I'm sure she'd be happy to answer any questions you have about this property. And let's see, specific questions about NIPEN as a whole. I'm going to defer that to our CEO, who I'm going to be introducing to you soon. But also, you know, if I can answer questions, I'll do that. But if I can't, I'll defer to Julie. Okay, let's see. I would like to introduce now 3 very important people. As I said earlier, the Friends of Comstock Committee, we would not be doing this, we would not be here without the group, but really the chairs of the committee are really my partners in this effort that we are trying to, you know, grow the Friends of Comstock group as well as these initiatives that we're trying to do. So let me introduce them, and you're going to hear a little from them. So we have Mary Granger, Katie Williams, and Marty Davis. And they're fantastic, and they have their own amazing Girl Scout history stories, so I invite you to, you know, chat with them as well. Okay, so without further ado, I would like to introduce you to our CEO, who I've known for, I think, 14 or 15 years now, and she has been at the council for 6 years, and she's going to welcome you, Julie Dale. here a little bit because I always tell them my voice is a little quiet. I think my mother taught me that. I wanted to welcome you tonight on behalf of our staff and to give great thanks to our friends at Comstock, without whom none of this would happen. We are so happy to share our beautiful camp, and I really hope that you take an opportunity to either be driven around or walk around, because it's a magical experience. Welcoming you, I wanted to share a personal experience that my child had at this camp, and I was sharing with someone else earlier. The first time that my Girl Scout went to camp, she was 9 years old, and it was at Camp Comstock. And I had just started my job here, and I figured, Liz, I'll probably be out by Wednesday, because I don't think they can handle this kind of thing. And I got 0 calls. And when I arrived to pick up my kiddo, she was a different child. Camp is so essential in child development, learning skills, becoming independent. It truly changes the lives of young people. And at this camp, young girls have an opportunity with each other to learn leadership skills. And that is a unique opportunity in the world right now, and I think very important in building girls of courage and character and strength. So thank you for coming tonight and for being a part of our dream, for being a part of this legacy that I feel so honored to be leading in a very small way with a group of wonderful people. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Okay, now I'm going to turn it over to our Friends of Comstock chairs that I introduced to you just a few minutes ago. And they have something they want to share with you about their experience at Comstock.
Hi everyone. I'm going to hold notes because I'm nervous about this speaker. So, my name is Kay Williams, and I am the troop leader for an amazing group of girls in the Brookendale, Carolina area. Our troop is so passionate about Girl Scouts. They love everything related to Scouts. They love badge work, selling cookies, outdoor skills. Just being at a meeting with them is just joyful. And inevitably every year when we talk about what they want to do each year, the most requested thing is they want to go to Camp Comstock. For a lot of the girls in our troop, Comstock was really their first experience with camping. And I think for most of the girls in our troop, Comstock is their favorite experience with camping. They just want to be there all the time. And recently one of our troop moms told me that she actually camped here as a girl when she was a Girl Scout. And that mom, that's what's so compelling to me about places like this, is that she camped here as a girl, and now her daughter is camping here, and my daughter is yet another generation of girls that get to experience the leadership and friendship and growth that happens when you camp with your friends. We established the Friends of Comstock group last year as a way of supporting this camp that so many of us love, and so many of us have spent so much time at. And I would like to share the Friends of Comstock's mission statement just so you have a better idea of what it is our group is aiming to do. And if you have any questions about the Friends of Comstock, or if you're interested in joining us, we have a Facebook group and we have an email listserv. So find us on Facebook under Friends of Comstock, or reach, Mary will cover that. So our mission statement is that Friends of Comstock works to promote, preserve, and enhance Camp Comstock to ensure that Girl Scouts, alums, families, and the surrounding community have access to this remarkable camp established in 1927 on beautiful Cayuga Lake.
Thanks, Katie. Give me a sense, can you hear?
Yes.
I think we have this thing aimed properly now, so. Hi, I'm Marty Davis. I currently live in Geneva, New York. And in 1984, how long ago was that? Long time. My family moved from North Syracuse, where I was active as a volunteer with Girl Scouts with my young daughters, to Brotwood, which is halfway between Portland and Ithaca, where both of my daughters were active in Girl Scouting as Brownie and Junior Girl Scouts, and I was a volunteer leader. We love troop camping and service unit encampments here at Comstock, as well as Yaiwano and Misty Hollow occasionally we went to. But those camps are no longer in the portfolio of NIPEM pathways. So Comstock remains, and I hope it remains forever, a Girl Scout property. That's just my editorial statement. Both my daughters enjoyed resident camp, and as college students, they each worked a summer at a Girl Scout resident camp, which helped form them as adults. I became a Seven Lakes Council staff member in 1986, and over the decades, I've witnessed so many people, campers, leaders, parents, actively supporting their girls in Girl Scouting. I've seen them all here at Comstock enjoying it, heard lots of stories, and as I look around this room, I see several people who I've known in my period of time that I was a Seven Lakes staffer. The girls learn camping skills, of course. They make new friends, always. They develop a better sense of self-reliance and independence at camp. So I echo Julie's comment about a camp experience is an essential experience for a growing girl or young woman. I'm proud to be a lifetime Girl Scout member, and I currently volunteer with Friends of Comstock, and I wear a few other volunteer hats, but I'm happy to be here and welcome you as a friend of Comstock. I hope you'll join us. I hope we can kind of swell the ranks. We have maybe 80 some odd on our list now, so hopefully by next week we'll be bigger than that. So I hope you'll come out and join us at our Zoom meetings currently once a month. We often have a really informative program, some aspect of Comstock, Comstock history, something about current programming. Last year we had an alumni cruise that NIPEM Pathways organized for Girl Scout alum that was on the Teal, which is a boat that went by earlier when we were setting up here. And we had a wonderful opportunity to see Comstock from the water, which is a great view of a 1.25 mile of lakefront property here. So please support Comstock. Talk to us if you have any questions. Thank you. Mary?
I'm Mary Granger, and I'm very happy to greet you at one of my all-time favorite places. I'm a Girl Scout alum who was blessed with 3 daughters, which meant I had the opportunity to lead 3 Girl Scout troops in the Ithaca area. And we had wonderful overnight experiences at Comstock and Bailiwick, in addition to our adventures at other Scout venues and the Ithaca community places. It's been exciting to be part of a new organization, like Friends of Comstock, which I call a booster group. There are several ways that you can stay in touch with us that Marty and Katie have referenced, and I'll close with the details, the deets, as they say. Our Facebook group is, you have to search for it if you're on Facebook, and it's Friends of Camp Comstock. There are actually other Comstocks in the world, and you have to get all those words in there, Friends of Camp Comstock. We have a Twitter and Instagram that's been pretty inactive, but the photos from today may be posted tonight. And you can find us on Twitter and Instagram, and it's called Comstock Friends. We also, for those who prefer not the online social media, have an old-fashioned email list. That's a Google group. It's the Friends of Comstock Google group. I'm carrying a clipboard, so if you'd like to be added to the Google group, see me at the Samora station at the campfire, and we can sign you up. I have the clipboard for one other reason, in that we're trying to locate more of the Ithaca, Tompkins County vicinity, alums, parents, volunteers, leaders, and if you know of some, you can give me their names and information tonight, or because you've been getting information about this event, I think you know how to reach Joanne. And thank you all for coming, and back to Joanne.
Thank you, Mary. All right, so now we have
the Executive Director of the Tompkins County Chamber, Jennifer Tavares. Did I mess it up? Tavares. Thank you, Jennifer. Jennifer's going to say hello.
So the reason I'm here is because one day Mary Granger reached out to me and said, "Were you a Girl Scout by chance?" And I was like, "Yes." How did you know? But just to echo a lot of what was said today, it all really rings true for me. I wasn't a Girl Scout here, and unfortunately this wasn't my camp. But I can definitely speak personally to how important Girl Scouts were to me when I was a youngster. And camp, I would say, was an even more important part of that experience for me. I kept going to camp actually for longer than I was still active in my club because it was my opportunity to get out in the woods. It was my opportunity to make new friends. It was the way that I learned to explore nature and definitely leadership skills and to try new things. And it was such an important part of my summer experience as a child growing up. And even though this wasn't my camp, I went to Allenhami. Did anyone else here go to Camp Allenhami? Woo! Woo! But I still have an attachment to that place and to those people, and I know that that's the same for everyone in this community and the girls who went here and the parents who brought their girls here. And so I'm just here to, on behalf of the community, say thank you to any community members who are here and engaging with Comstock. I think they have some aspirational plans. I think it's going to take community support and also all of the Girl Scouts and all of the club leaders and everyone with NIPEN and all of your wonderful staff members to make your vision a reality. So just happy to be here in support and to have you all as chamber members. And thanks everyone for being here and giving me a chance to join in and support everything that you're doing. So congratulations. Also, I sold more cookies than I care to even talk about. And they were $2 a box, and my grandmother bought 50 boxes for me every single year and put them in her freezer and then ate them all year long. So just FYI, I put in my cookie sales time too, but now I just buy them from other girls very happily. So anyway, here you go.
Thank you, Jennifer. We just, as Jennifer said, we just joined the Tompkins County Chamber, and it's been an amazing start. You know, they are so supportive and have so many opportunities for us to get the word out about not just what we're doing here at Comstock, but Girl Scouts in general. So we're looking forward to a long partnership. Okay, now you have a real treat. We have Rita Ernstrom, who I met Rita when I first started at Girl Scouts, and she is one of those people, like the Friends of Comstock chairs and committee, that really has been a resource to me, teaching me about the history of Girl Scouts and really helping me to wrap my head around this amazing organization that has been around a long time, celebrating our 110th anniversary this year. You'll see on the tables. And Rita's just going to take a few minutes and share with you specifically about Comstock and this community. Okay? Rita?
Oh, sure. Those of you who know me, I usually don't speak with a mic because I have a tendency to speak with my hands, and I also do keep some notes because of history. We want to be somewhat accurate. And so, can everybody hear me all right? No, you can't? Okay.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay. Can everybody hear me now? Okay. All right. Then let's get going. Well, first of all, it really is a pleasure to be here, and a pleasure that the weather cooperated. And the History and Archives Committee always loves to come out and share some history, and it's camp. We love it. Camping and the Girl Scout outdoor leadership experience has been a foundation of the Girl Scout program since the very beginning. In 1912, Girl Scouts in Georgia were hiking the Red Clay Hills. In 1913, the Manhattan Girl Scouts hiked the cliffs and hillsides of the Hudson Valley. And then the New Jersey Girl Scouts said, let's get on board. We want to go to the Adirondacks. And there are great places in the Adirondacks, one of the examples being We have Eagle Island, which is on Saranac Lake. And in the early 1920s, Ithaca Girl Scouts, they were holding summer encampments right here at Sheldrake on the west shore of Cayuga. Sheldrake. Thank you, Sheldrake, for the wine. And thank you for the encampments. Early Girl Scout uniforms were actually made from surplus Army khaki cloth. And the girls came to camp in their midi blouse, bloomers, a long black neckerchief, black stockings or socks, high top, tie-up shoes, and of course the khaki hat. Always the khaki hat. Everybody loves the khaki hat. And when you see this and you see it in the historical presentations, or you just see it, it brings back. No, we didn't wear them. Okay, I was a leader in a different century, but I did not wear this hat. This is the Girl Scout, heart at the end. As historians, especially on a weather day like we thought we were going to have 2 weeks ago, we sometimes chuckle that concept of let's go outdoors in the mud and the rain. And the other thing that the girls were wearing in the 1920s were their bedrolls of a cotton sheet and a woolen blanket in leather straps, slung crossbody over their back, and hiking to Sheldrake. And when they got there, they pitched a tent, and they laid right on the ground, and that was camp. And thinking about it in weather like we were going to have 2 weeks ago, we chuckled that Juliet Lowe and her lady friends of Savannah thought, wow, this is an adventure we can sell to girls. But as historians, we are also especially in awe of Juliet Lowe's vision. And we are also in awe of the girls who said, I want to do this. I want to try this. And we're in awe of the mothers, the aunts, the fathers, and all the community partners who supported the effort to say, let's make this happen for girls. Those early supporters of girls knew that Girl Scouting and the experience that girls would have in the great out of doors was going to be, as we say today, priceless. Along with those girls, they knew they were going to change the world as it was known, and they did. The site for Camp Comstock was given by Professor and Mrs. Ernest Payne in October of 1926. It was for the use of Ithaca Girl Scouts and Girl Scouts from Tompkins County. Mrs. Payne was the second deputy commissioner for the Ithaca Council of Girl Scouts. A fundraising drive for Camp Comstock was scheduled to be held in the spring of 1927, and it was led by the Zonta Club of Ithaca, the women's business and professional organization. Funds were sought for road construction, tents, latrines, docks, boats, wells, benches, tables. I think some of them are still And then the fund was extended also to creating a lodge that was for the dining hall and for activities for the girls. I mean, think about it. We welcomed the gift of the camp in October of 27. The Zonta Club said, we're doing this in the spring. And Camp Comstock was formally dedicated on July 17, 1927. That was one, we don't swear in Girl Scouting, that was one heck of a group of ladies. In November of 1929, the property adjoining Camp Comstock, owned by Professor and Mrs. Liberty I. Bailey, was also presented to the Ithaca Girl Scout Council. The property became known as Baileywick and still serves today as part of the nature study here at Camp Comstock. Girl Scouting has always taken the lead for girls through bold and expansive actions. And today, Girl Scouting is doing it again here in Comstock. Take a look at the model. I get goosebumps when I say that. And that model is fabulous. As history has shown, Girl Scouting is a part of every community. And community partners have always been a major and much appreciated part of Girl Scouting taking bold action for girls. Juliet Lowe is quoted as saying, "The work of today is the history of tomorrow, and we are its makers." So today, I hope you will join in making this beautiful Camp Comstock's history of tomorrow. So on behalf of the History and Archives Committee, I want to thank you for letting history speak today. I want to thank you for listening, and for all the girls, I want to thank you.
Thank you, Rita. Wonderful job as always. She's done this many times, and even many times before I came to Girl Scouts, but many times in my 5 years here at Girl Scouts. So, good news, you only have about 3 more minutes, and then I'm going to release you. I'm just going to do a quick closing with you. So, I am going to have to read off my cards. You know, 15 years ago, I could just look down and just look up and talk, but I can't trust myself now, so I apologize. But it is all in my words. So I want to thank you all for being here today. Your presence has strengthened your connection to Girl Scouts and our important mission of empowering girls as they discover their strengths and rise to meet new challenges. Camp Comstock is an amazing property, and our plans to serve more Girl Scouts and the community by building a new multi-use building is an important and worthy of your support. You have heard great testimonials today from active members and alum, and they have up close and personal experience with this camp and Girl Scouts. Many others here today had very similar stories. I have already heard at least 5 since I've been here. Some folks that I mentioned earlier that came here many years ago and are coming back for the first time. I love those stories. Our members and Girl Scout alum are committed to our camps and provide much support to our camps and to Girl Scouts as a whole. We have a capital campaign going on now, and we have been so fortunate to have a few steadfast Girl Scout alum who have put forth a matching challenge to everyone that loves this camp and wants to support this capital campaign. We have just begun this campaign. We mailed out our first appeals maybe 2-3 weeks ago, and we have already raised over $34,000. This is an exciting beginning to what I know will be a successful journey with your help. I have seen firsthand the love for this camp and for Girl Scouts. Camp Comstock will thrive with your support. Please support our capital campaign in a way that is meaningful for you and the girls in your life. Whether that be monetary, providing resources or support for this project, or maybe you can do both. Then you can be a part of the important work we are doing in your community. Now, where is Angela? Angela, she loves when I do this. She's my partner in crime. So Angela is available today. If anybody would like to make a donation, would like to talk to her about the pledge of a donation, we have the ability to do whatever your needs are in the way of a donation. If this is not something that you're able to do, we are not here to hard pressure anyone. We want you to enjoy the activities today, the refreshments, the wine, thanks to our generous donation from the winery, and just have a lovely time. And if all you do when you leave here, and I don't mean all you do because you're already doing a lot just by coming today, is telling someone about this amazing camp, sharing about it. If they want to see it, if they're interested in supporting this camp in some way, they can reach out to me. We can make it happen. So thank you again. And now I'm going to let you know what fun we're having and where you need to go.